What's up, everybody? We're gonna go back to 2016. Now, I don't know if you've seen the trivia, but this is where my Criminal Minds memories began for me. I remember being really excited about this. I loved my intro when I read it in the script, and I was really excited to film it and bring this character to life. Our dear Glenn Geller was directing this episode. He's an executive producer and director that's been with the show forever. And funny enough, I'll give you a little piece of trivia before I start this. I know Glenn since the mid-90s when I was doing extra work on New York Undercover. Glenn was the director of photography of that show. And I remembered him from then. And so funny, all these years later, we get to work together again. And without further ado, let's see how Luke Alves gets brought to life.
Take that. You come out on the other end just outside of Socorro.
You coming with us?
That wasn't part of the deal.
It is now.
Guess I'll go first.
No. Babe, you go down first. Wait for us at the bottom. Then you go. I'll bring up the rear.
Earl, it's dark down there.
Your cell phone has a light. Use it. Get going.
I mean, you can see it's really dusty out there. We were out there all night until the sun came up out in the desert just outside of LA. But I just thought this was cool. I'm watching it again now. I'm feeling the suspense. I mean, this is really well done. So let's get back. Sorry.
Heard you escaped from prison.
Make a difference?
Not as long as I get paid.
Honey, how we doing? Carla Jean,
I'm good. I'm down.
can we send down our boy?
Yeah, baby. Send him down.
Wait. Babe, turn your light on so we can see down at the bottom. Show me the damn light.
Here I am.
FBI! Don't move!
Love that, right? Love to yell FBI after you just grab the gun from somebody and knock him on his ass. I mean, that was fun. I mean, and this guy was really cool. I think his name was Tim. I think he was an ex-Special Forces guy, if I'm not mistaken. And this was, I mean, he did a great job. I mean, I really like the tension in the scene. You feel it. I mean, I'm watching it now, and I hate watching myself. It's always awkward, especially knowing that people are watching me watching myself now. But I love the way it was done. I love this intro. I thought it was a badass way to introduce Luke Alves.
You know, you didn't need to risk it. We had sharpshooters on.
Yeah, shooters miss.
No, wait a second. I mean, I know everything is digital now, but I still like to do this old school.
How many we got left?
Well, let's see. 13 serial killers escaped from prison in May. With your help, we're down to 5. So how come you're not on our team full time?
I told Agent Hodgner, I'm a manhunter. I'm no good to you as a profiler.
You're with the FBI's fugitive task force. From where I'm standing, you've done us a whole lot of good.
Yeah, Rossi, I appreciate the offer, I do. But I can't sit around brainstorming about these guys. I need the chase.
Fair enough. We think he's back in Tempe. He let a survivor go this morning in an arm spreader. Daniel Cullen.
When do we start?
We just did.
You can't say no to Rossi. I mean, you know, David Rossi invites you to be on the team. You can try to resist, but he's already made his moves to know that he's going to get you in. And best decision Luke Alves ever made. But I love that you get a glimpse into his character, because even from there, he's just telling you, like, I love the chase. You know, I'm not about really sitting around and brainstorming, pontificating on how to catch these killers. I want to be out there in the fight, you know, on the move, going after them. And I think that's always been Luke's, you know, struggle, is like he wants the action. And so it's been cool to watch him grow over all these seasons and really start to wrap his head around finding the fight in the thinking versus the doing sometimes. We've done it. That was really cool to go back and see. Going into my first episode, I mean, I knew it was a big hit show. I knew that it was really well done. I had watched some of it, and I thought, like, for a procedural network television show, I thought it was superb. I thought it was like just being done at the highest level. And what I also knew by the time I started was that I loved the leadership there. I had a great meeting with Erica Messer, who's our showrunner, executive producer, and I just, before I took the job, I wanted to make sure I was going to really click with who I was going to be working with. And, you know, just meeting her made me know, like, the work environment I was going to step into was going to be great, because she was leading it. How could it not be? Oh man, you know, I've always been a huge fan of Joe's, and so it's always a treat to get to work with people whose work you've loved over the years. And then on top of that, for him to be the kind of guy that he is, like, it was just a great way to kick it all off. Oh, you know what? I just remembered something. I had a wisdom tooth at that time that was like, it needed to be pulled. It was killing me. I remember being in so much pain. My teeth were killing me while we were doing this. Anyway, piece of trivia for you. It was a treat. You know, it was just great to get there and be there and work with Joe, get a sense of how he, you know, the energy that he brought to the set, and to see the way that people were with him, and the kind of, you know, leader that he was as a cast member. I just knew I had landed in the right place, and I'm so grateful to still be there after all these years. You know, something inevitably changes on set. You know, there's always a problem to solve, something that in the writing makes sense, but then when you get there and you want to do it practically, you know, you find yourself in a position where you need to make adjustments. I'm sure something changed. Oh, I do remember, actually. Yes, the car that we were supposed to drive in one of the scenes, I don't think you see it driving here, the car wouldn't start. It was an older car, and for whatever reason, the car conked out. We had to figure out a way to pull it where you couldn't see it, just to get it to roll a little bit as though it came to a stop. And I remember that being the thing that took up a little bit of you know, extra time that night that we weren't expecting to deal with. You know, at that time, I don't think so. I don't think he understood he could take the skill set he had and apply it to, you know, something more cerebral. You know, there's been so much to learn as a profiler. I don't think anyone can imagine, like, how much there is to learn, and how deep into people's minds you end up going when you really go down this rabbit hole of profiling. I think it's cool. I mean, I always enjoyed that part of his journey, which is, you know, making that transition from being somebody that just thought it was all about the physical part of the chase, and realizing, like, there's just as much fun and excitement in the mental part. Well, that was a fun little ride down memory lane. Really fun to get to remind myself of how it all started, because still, all these years later, I am so happy to be here. Check out the new season of Criminal Minds Evolution, streaming exclusively on Paramount+.